Hi, I am going to just make this video quickly. I'm not going to do any more retakes. I'm an imperfect person, but I feel like you have to kind of make a video at this day and age because like people don't know who the fuck you are. They don't know who to trust anymore. And so it's like unless you make a video and you're a real human being who seems to give a shit, how can anybody trust you? So no fault of that, but so a couple of people were like, "Who are you? What is this?" And I do mention that I'm the editor of Starve Magazine, and I co-chair a foundation called the Dusoma Foundation, which sounds a lot more impressive than it is right now. As of February 2026, we're not fundraising anymore. We're just providing content, research, advocacy, and there's three of us. And things are so tough for us right now that I tend, as you'll see in my other videos, I do not name names of team members, or I have a code name for them. So I'll talk about like Taza. So there are three of us, but things are so complex right now for someone who's Black, queer, trans, refugee from Uganda originally, that we're not even saying their legal name at this point, and we're just saying Taza Impact, which is the fashion line and the documentary project. But anyway, so I'll explain who I am. But first, the reason I'm making this video is because on Reddit, between the Epstein subreddit and the Enshittification, which is Cory Doctorow's book subreddit, we are getting hundreds of thousands of views. There's also another one called like Black Box AI or something. They're just some random spam thing that talks about like vibe coding, but that one was about a guy who was suicidal because he had to use his phone to do a load of laundry and use an app and a QR code, and he went upstairs and wanted to kill himself. Anyway, and very nice guy though, and just knowing that it did so well on Reddit, like we're all excited. I've grown to love suicidal people who are wanting to kill themselves because technology is not serving them. I also want to be sensitive as we talk about Epstein victims. What is happening to them is so bad. There obviously was a very prominent suicide a year ago. This is just a fucking dumpster fire. And frankly, we are striking while the iron is hot. If you look at older writings on dusoma.org, we talk about like ways that we could do like big scale funding and stuff. But this is why I'm making this video. And this is what I want to say and make really clear. We are experimenting with is an idea of how can an online petition or online communities be as effective as they are and make the change that they make, because we have seen that like I'm doing a whole special thing about what I'm calling the kids in Nepal, which is, if you Google it, the kids in Nepal on Discord, like just, did a poll and they overturned the government. And so it's like if they could do that, we can get Bill Gates removed from the Gates Foundation. The question I have today for the Gates Foundation is, what's the number of the public outcry? Like, what does this removegates.org petition have to get? Already the comments are powerful. So that's what that is. And I also want to add that we, being the Dusoma Foundation, or me, Kathryn Bourne, that, it's great to have somebody else on Reddit making that site, that it's not just one person or one thing who could just pull the whole thing down. So anyway, so I just kind of wanted to explain a little bit of who we are and what our agenda is. I'll just say that I've been in the technology sector for over 25 years, and I've been working in healthcare for 15. I've been doing research on AIDS in Africa for about 6 years, finished a stint in pharma for over 7 years. And just, I'm starting to publish research. And also I was the editor of Chicago Art Magazine between 2009, 2012. That was very popular. It was when Facebook was really just hitting big, and we were doing a lot through Facebook. And that's why I'm so interested in Cory Doctorow's Enshittification book. Oh, and also say I worked with Cory very, very briefly in 2000, so 26 years ago, or maybe 2001 or two, when I was working at a place called Neuros, which was an open source, not MP3 player, because MP3 is an open source, but like Ogg Vorbis thing. So I have can speak to open source communities, and that's a little bit of what the Dusoma Foundation is about. When I produce this, I'm going to put the 3 butterflies from our thing. So we have dusoma.com, dusoma.org, and marla-ai.ai. So sorry, I know this is a little bit of a clunky video, but people are asking for it. And I do think we're at a point in time where you just sort of have to make a video and introduce yourself, and the perfect is the enemy of the good. So anyway, thank you guys for your support. Thank you for the hundreds of thousands of views about taking down a predator. So thank you guys.